Good morning, viewer. Welcome to our Glory Globe TV. Here's the breaking news. Yes, it began with a blinding flash and a deep panning boom. Then the shockwave arrived, hurling the young boys into the air and sending shards of glass from exploding windows into their skin. Only later, as they made their way through the hellscape where their thriving city had once stood, did the boys realize that they were the lucky ones. There were fires burning everywhere. The city was a firestorm. The blue sky turned grey and the night was black. We looked for mom crying as the black rain soaked us. Okido Terio recalls. That's when the ghosts appears, human-like shapes with undefined features emerging from the darkness, writhing and moaning in pain as they reached out to the living. The strange figures could not possibly be people. Terio remembers his 4-year-old self thinking. Their appearance, it was hard to see who they were. They were unrecognizable. I think that's why I was so scared, says Terio, now 82 years old. These nightmarish memories are of Hiroshima, Japan on August 6, 1945. The young Terio had just survived the world's first nuclear attack. At 8:15 a.m. Japanese local time that morning, the Enola Gay, a US Army Air Force B-29 Super Fortress, had dropped a single bomb over the city, and it is approximately 350,000 residents. Yes, that bomb detonated 580 meters above Hiroshima, killing tens of thousands of people instantly, some vaporized in temperature reaching 3,000 to 4,000 degrees Celsius. That was just the beginning. Hundreds of thousands would die in the days, weeks, months and years that follow. Victims burned beyond recognition, the ghost of Terio's memory, and those who died slowly from injuries related to radiation, a new phenomena the world was yet to understand. Today, almost 80 years later, as world leaders descend on Hiroshima for this weekend's Group of 7 summit, Terio's memories have all come flooding back. High on the agenda for the leaders of the world's biggest democracies as they met in this highly symbolic city in Russia's invasion of Ukraine, with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expected to attend the summit in person. According to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists Watchdogs, Moscow's unprovoked invasion of its neighbor has taken the world closer to nuclear catastrophe than at any time since 1945. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who is in charge of the world's biggest nuclear arsenal, has repeatedly dialed up his rhetoric about his willingness to use his nukes. And with this unprovoked invasion not going his way, some fear what a cornered Putin might resort to. Yes, Russia's thinly veiled threats to use nuclear weapons remind the world that escalation of the conflict by accident, intention or miscalculation is a terrible risk. The possibility that the conflict could spin out of everyone and anyone's control remains high. The Bulletin of Atomic Scientists said in January, when it updated its doomsday clock, a measure of how close to it thinks the world is to the nuclear disaster. For Terio, the idea the world is hurtling back towards the nightmare he barely survived is incomprehensible. I think it is crazy that Russia threatening to use nuclear weapons. Just verbalizing the thought makes me sweat, and as I say those words, blood rushes to my head, he tells CNN, as he recounts his experience of the morning of August 6, 1945. It is not hard to see why. Behind this report, Glory Globe TV, Kolkata.